Pepe Mujica, the ex-president of Uruguay, once said in a speech that we don't buy things with money. We buy things with time that it took to make the money. Now, the idea of that actually came to me way before Pepe Mujica ever said that, from my eldest brother, who was 16 years older than me, and probably one of the biggest influences in my life, apart from my parents, at such a young age. I remember just as a little girl, when I got bored of playing by myself, I'd wander up to his room. And even then I noticed that it was such a bare room, bare minimum wood table and chair, and he'd be there in his house coat playing on what was his passion, his ham radio, doing Morse code and making his magic, communicating with just a series of sounds. All he had really was that ham radio and a few books. He really valued his time. He still does. It's like gold. It's the best thing. And as Pepe Mujica would say later on in that quote, you know, the only thing we can't get back is time. You could make all the money you want, but the time is gone forever. So his example is what inspired me to do what I do, to travel, to not conform, you know, not to conform to society's objectives or criteria. Do what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled, what makes you full. So my brother would go into my father's archives of National Geographic and look through the pictures, and the things that thrilled him were underwater, you know, creatures and coral reefs or what have you. So he worked, you know, an okay job, save his money, and spend most of it on his flight to the Virgin Islands or to the Philippines, where he'd explore. And the way he traveled was he would go there, and he didn't really have much of a budget for a hotel. That would have, you know, wiped him out. Probably wouldn't have been feasible. So he slept on the beaches. He hung out with the people. He found out, you know, he wanted to do these scuba things, but he wasn't going to go on a big expensive tour. So he talked to the other people on the beach or the locals and found out how he could do it more economically. And he ended up immersing himself into that life, into the people, and got more insights into how their lives were. I think really I saw that and what he did and thought, what the heck? If he can do that, I can do that too. So he's the oldest and I'm the youngest, and I feel like we're of the same clan. He calls himself a weirdo, and I think me and him belong to the same group. Weirdo maybe, but it leaves for no regrets at the end. So I guess this video really is a celebration of my oldest brother and an appreciation and a knowledge that each one of us affects everyone else. So my awesome brother Don, thank you very much. You're the greatest.